I've been looking high and low for a vitamin C that's not gonna oxidize, doesn't cost a fortune like Skinceuticals. Hopefully it works really well. So we're gonna test this, do a before and after review of this Vichy LIFTACTIVE Specialist Peptide C Anti-Aging Ampoules that have 10% pure vitamin C in them. We're gonna test this out and see how it works. I've never tried this. This is a brand new product to me. I haven't opened it. It does have a little seal. You ever notice though, that's funny with these tiny seals on things. I don't know if you know this, but the bottom is usually actually open. So you can open it from the bottom as well. And that doesn't often have a seal on it for some strange reason. So manufacturers, I don't know, you guys might wanna stick a second seal on there if you're really serious about keeping this not openable. Anyhow, I've never opened these. Here we go together. I got this at just the drugstore. They carry this brand and these are glass ampoules, you know? Okay. And I had them upside down. Let's not do that. So here they are. Nobody says that, but that's glass in there. It's not plastic or anything like that. So you want to be careful for not dropping them. They are wedged in there pretty good. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of these and apparently each one of these can be used 2 times. So this is not just like whatever you see here, like a 10-day supply. This is actually 20, I believe, according to the packaging. And then the reason I even found this product, I've been looking for so long for a good vitamin C, is I saw someone on TikTok, one of the skincare sort of gurus, I guess you could call her. She had mentioned that this is a really good dupe for Skinceuticals, which costs a fortune. There's just no way I'm gonna spend over $100 on vitamin C because here's the thing about me, I can be a little lazy with the vitamin C. I'm very good about like Rogaine and other things. Rogaine is something that I use to grow my hair. I'm good about certain things, but certain parts of my skincare routine, I try and be really good, but then I am sometimes forgetful. And I had this beautiful Klairs Korean Beauty vitamin C. I think it's called like the Freshly Squeezed Drop, which is amazing in a sense. Like it's very good at the beginning. It doesn't smell. It was, I think, under $30 for the bottle, so relatively affordable. But the problem is it oxidizes after a while, right? So, and there's some tricks you can do if you don't want your stuff to oxidize. People say keep it in the fridge or wrap the container, because the container wasn't dark, it's see-through. Wrap up the container in foil, but I'm so lazy. There's no way I can put something in the fridge and come down and use it in the middle of my morning routine. Like that's just not gonna work for me, so I have high hopes for this. I've never opened one of these together. It comes with a little lid, so once you crack it, and it's glass at the top, I've never even used an ampoule. You crack it up at the top using a tissue. We're gonna do that together. And then you put it on the skin, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've never used these before, and the problem with I didn't reorder the Klairs Vitamin C drop that I had been using for a long time because the last time I used it got kind of orangey toward the end because it was oxidizing. So that's just money wasted, right? So that means it's not good anymore when it's oxidized and the vitamin C won't work. The great thing about this is obviously this will be very fresh until you use some of it. You can share some with somebody if you wanna, like if you have a friend and you both wanna use vitamin C, just split the cost of this and, or just give one to a friend if they just wanna test it. So it's great. It's shareable. It's gonna last as long as these do. Like the due date on this is not for another, I think 2 years. I looked at the packaging, so it's gonna be good for a long, long time. So if I'm forgetful and I don't use it, I'll be good. I can just kind of use them, and if I don't like it, that's okay too. I can come back to it. There's a lot of good reasons for this to come in an ampoule. I used to think that these were really gimmicky, but now I understand vitamin C really has to be kept in a colored container, and the fresher the better, and these will be fresh every time you use it. So let's get going. I also just want to talk about my skin for a hot second. It is a mess right now. I don't know if it's because I'm wearing a mask a lot and I'm getting what they call maskne. I have some dark spots. Like anytime I get a blemish, it dries, when it's done its thing, it leaves a mark these days, and I think this might be a function of just not having as rapid skin turnover as I used to. I never used to get these marks that would stay, but I'm full of them right now. Yeah, you can't see it because I'm usually shooting like this, and you know, I cover it with makeup, obviously, but yeah, I'll come a little closer. I don't know if you can see. Got all these marks here, here, here. So basically here on both sides of my face. So we'll see. We're gonna do a comparison and a review and see if this works. I'll give it a bit of time and see if it helps to fade and lighten those. That's not really what vitamin C does. I mean, I think there are other products that can help lift these sort of acne scars a bit better. But I don't want to use anything too harsh because I feel like it just backfires for me. So we're gonna start with just vitamin C. So let's have a look at the ampoule itself. Here it is. I've got it here, and you're supposed to just, this feels very nurse-like or something like that, but you're supposed to give this a couple taps to make sure that if there's any up in here in the top of the bubble, and there was when I first took this out, that travels down to the bottom. It also comes with this lid. So after you crack it, you're supposed to pop this lid on, and that's actually how you dispense it with a little top. Don't lose this little top, because you'll need that to plug it up to use it like the next day kind of thing. So what I saw Charlotte on TikTok do, and I will make sure that I insert a bit of a clip so you can see her talking about this product a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll a bit of a clip of that.
Now, but your body, your choice. I love these Vichy ampoules for a vitamin C product. It's just over $20. Now it's not oxidized, and forgot it's not Skinceuticals, so you don't need to rush to get it onto your face.
So she says to dampen your face and then crack it open and then put some on. So I'm just gonna go dampen my face. I'll be right back. Okay, I am fresh out of the shower. My hair is wet and unstyled. As you can see, I have no moisturizer or anything like that. I just have a freshly washed face. I went to dampen it. So now let's get down to business. Got this little ampoule, and what you're supposed to do is cover it with a tissue, and I guess it's because it's glass. It could shatter, a little bit could go, it could snap into your eyes. I don't even know all the dramatic things that could happen, but they say to use a tissue, so I'm gonna do that. Let's break it. Oh, did you guys hear that? Okay, what do we got here? Okay, we've got a sort of slightly jagged looking top. That's a little scary. I'm always a little timid of cutting myself. And this sort of, the bottom of it here, this is, wow, French beauty, people. We're not messing around with these ampoules here. I feel like a Parisian lady. Okay, so we stick its little cap on, right? Did you see that? Just stick that on. This is not a disposable cap. You've got to keep this to use it for these along the way. And I guess this is so that you don't touch this onto your hand at any point, right? The glass, but I don't think it's that. Shh. Okay, I'm not gonna touch that, but I don't wanna cut my hand. Okay, so Charlotte says to put it on your palm because you don't absorb as much from your palm because the palms are not that absorbing of a skin surface, I guess. Take her word for it. And then you move this. This is not moving very easily. Oh, okay, I see a drop wanting to come down. Shake. Oh yeah, okay. So here we go. She said, I think 6 drops. There was already one there. Okay. I'm actually just gonna try with that amount for now. See how it goes. So, it does have a faint scent, nothing strong. And it's very liquidy. Okay, that wasn't enough. That was about 3-4 drops. That wasn't enough. Gonna have to go back in again. Oh, you just shake it. You don't really squeeze. It's more of a shaking motion, I'm finding, is making it come out. Okay, there's still so much left, guys. Look, it's like I barely touched it. So I think she's right. She says it lasts longer than 2 applications. It says on the packaging to do it morning and night, but I'm just gonna do it in the morning. Again, I just don't wanna overdo it. And that is a tip for you guys as well. You don't have to put things on quite as much when it comes to these sort of like serums and stuff like that. Say it's like a heavy moisturizer and you're just finding it too heavy and it says to apply it 2 times a day. Like, you don't have to do it 2 times a day. Just do it what suits you. Okay, probably my skin is very thirsty and it's just sucking this up, and I needed more. I needed more than she said. I think I'm up to about 8 drops of this all together. Okay, so I'm gonna put on the rest of my moisturizer and put on some much needed makeup at this point. Let's have a look here. And here. So yeah, I'm gonna keep trying this. We're gonna keep going, and I will get back to you guys and let you know and show you the before and after. So when you see me next, I'll have been trying this for a little while. See you soon. Hey everybody, I've been using the Vichy Vitamin C ampoules now for about 2 weeks. So I wanted to just jump on and give you guys an update on it and just like a midway point review. As you can see, I've been keeping it in this little plastic thing, or like put it in a little dish, or maybe even, you know, place it on top of the tissue that you use to break open the ampoule, because it's an acid and it will drip on places, because this little contraption that you stick on the top does not completely stop any drips from coming off. So just word to the wise, I found this out by sort of dripping it on the tile on my floor, and it didn't do any damage, but I have like nice marble on my floors and I don't want it to get damaged. So I've been keeping it on a little dish and just being mindful of little drops. But I've discovered, oh, actually, let me just actually put my hair up. I'm gonna show you how I put this on a bit. I found a few shortcuts since I first tried this. Don't mind my messy hair. I'm actually doing a review for Nizoral shampoo. So if you wanna see this, make sure that you have a look for it. It might be out already, or like and subscribe. That way, if you do subscribe and it comes out, hit the notification bell and you'll get this video as soon as it comes out. So I'm just gonna, so my hair's wet, in other words, because I'm in the middle of trying that shampoo and it's going okay so far. You know, check out my full review for that. I feel like my skin has cleared a bit. It's not as red. The red marks, it has been helping with the red marks a bit. It's been sort of, they're still there, but it has been fading them, and now they're kind of more brownish than red, which is still gross. But anyway, I just drop it now straight onto my face. And if you watch my Rogaine videos, you will know that this is actually how I also apply Rogaine. Even when it's in a foam, I kind of tip it and just put it straight on. So that's how I've been doing it. Few drops. It absorbs very, very readily, very quickly into the skin. It is not oily at all. It's very light. It doesn't have a lot of slip in it either. So I find that I've got to kind of dot it around a bit and move it around. And I don't really put more on my sort of trouble spots, which are down here. I just kind of put on what I need to. And of course, since I started filming this, I've had new acne pop up, unfortunately. So I have fresher, redder marks. Basically, the lighter the red color, the fresher the acne. I apologize for these gross photos that I'm about to inflict on you, but you can have a look here and see for yourself if you think it looks any lighter. I think it does. I think it's doing a good job lightening. I'm finding so far that these little ampoules do in fact last for 3 days, not 2 days like it says on the packaging. So you can stretch it out a bit. Don't overdo it. Don't put on too much. And the very first time you crack it open and put this little lid on, like I'm at the 2-day mark of this, and that's how much I have left. The first day, it's sort of hesitant to come out. You kind of have to shake it more. But the second day, like as soon as you crack it open, when there's quite a bit in there, it doesn't come out very readily. But then I find day 2 and day 3, the drops come out much faster. So just keep that in mind. It's also a little hard to keep track of this teeny tiny plug. I wish that this little plug thing, I mean, I appreciate that they don't use a lot of plastic on this because ultimately it's going to be a disposable thing, but this, it's a little finicky to get this teeny, it looks like garbage. You would readily throw that out, but this is actually the teeny tiny lid for it, right? So we've got a lot of little tiny stuff. That's why it's sort of nice to keep it in a dish, or maybe the empty lid of something, like maybe an empty cosmetics lid or something like that. I just have it in this Post-it notes empty plastic thing, just because I do. If I had a medicine cabinet, I don't use a medicine cabinet. If I did, I would probably find a tiny dish to keep it in. And yeah, so that's that. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it does a nice job of brightening my complexion. My other secret so far though is that I've also been really going pretty heavy duty on the Korean skincare routine. This is serum that I'm putting on now. So after I just let the vitamin C absorb, and it absorbs really quickly. It's already absorbed into my skin. It's not very humid where I am either, so I'm sure that helps. So that my next step is here. I put on some, I have this whole thing. I have actually a whole review on this product, so go ahead and check that out. I will link it up. That's already out. Love these Korean beauty products. They're unscented. They're good for sensitive skin apparently, and I've been finding I have absolutely no issue using them, and it makes my skin just really nice and hydrated. So I've been going in with like 3 layers of moisture, which I realize is very, very extra. And yeah, so if you want, you can jump on ahead and see my final review of this, which I will put toward obviously the end of the video. No kidding. What I'm gonna show you right now though, just really quickly after I put all this moisturizer on, and then also my 3rd layer, because I am like super duper, like I said, super duper extra with this stuff right now, but I'm finding it's actually making a difference, making my skin feel healthier, which I know sounds kind of silly, but not just healthier, but this also helps, what I'm trying to say is this also helps these sort of acne marks and red scarring and sort of texture issues that I've been having. And you know, I had a dry spot here and it seemed to fix the dry spot that was here in over my eye. Okay, so I put this on and I'm just gonna let this dry down a bit, I'm gonna stop, and then I'm just gonna very, very quickly show you, again, fast forward if you don't care about this, but I'm just gonna very quickly show you how to hide these marks if that's of interest to you. I did a full-blown video on it, so I will go ahead and link that up as well, but I'll just show you the really short version here. Yeah, so stay tuned. I'm just gonna let this dry in for a minute and have some coffee. I'll be right back. In the interest of brevity, I've already put on my Shape Tape Concealer on my red spots, just very generally. And then I'm gonna just, you know, you don't have to hit them all perfectly, just kind of generally get them over. I'm gonna stipple this with my stippling brush. You can use your fingers as well, but don't use a wiping motion. Just really quick go in here and just sort of blend these out as best as you can while still keeping this coverage, right? And it's gonna look messy. It's not gonna look great at this point, but you just go in like this and right, stipple, stipple, stipple. Use your fingers if you need to. I don't love a beauty blender. I find it absorbs back too much of the product, even if I moisten it first. I'm more of a fan of a stipple brush. Everyone's skin is different. Everyone's techniques are different. Right. That's basically it for covering it. And then the next step is, then I just got my Color Stay Revlon foundation here. I've been using the lids here and then I clean them off to actually just put my foundation. I find it's kind of easy to work from. Can't remember the YouTuber I saw this trick, use this trick, but it's actually a pretty good one. So then I'm just gonna go on top with my foundation, right? So anyway, I'm not gonna show you all of this part. I think you know what it looks like when someone puts foundation on, but the key is just to go back over this, you know, I would normally go and have a coffee, let it dry, but in the interest of showing it all to you really quickly, just gonna do this. And yeah, just gonna put my foundation on, and that's pretty much how you cover it up. If you wanna see the whole sort of way that I do this, the whole routine for doing this in more detail, stuff like that, go ahead and watch the video for it. But I just wanted to show you because I figure maybe you won't see that video, so I always like to just do it really quick for you here. So this is pretty much how you do it. That's how you cover up the marks. I think you'll notice pretty well covered up compared to what they were like before. I gotta do in the neck here, which is sometimes I forget that and then it looks bad, but you've got you gotta go into here too and cover these with your foundation. What was I saying? Yeah, so when I come back, I will have tried this out for a month. We'll have a look, see what it did for the red marks. I think it's going pretty well. I'm pretty confident right now recommending it, but I'll know for sure. So all you gotta do is stay tuned. It's now been 1 month of using these Vichy ampoules with the vitamin C in them, and I'm gonna show you the before and after photos that I took, a bit of video here. You can have a look at what it looked like before, right? So a lot of red marks and stuff like that, and now I still have those red marks, and I have some new red marks because the adult acne still keeps on coming. It's not as bad as it was though. Overall, I liked this product a lot. I think it's really good. I think it's definitely in line with other vitamin C that I have used. It didn't make a huge difference though. So I don't think that this is like the be all and end all product. Apparently you need to use like retinols if you really want to lift these spots and really get the skin to sort of, I guess, regenerate is the word. And you know, I am postmenopausal, I am in my 40s, so my skin cell turnover is much slower. If you're younger, your stuff, you might have much better result with this because your skin will turn over much quicker, but I did still like it. I never got tired of cracking them open. They make this wonderful champagne pop when you open them, but oh, I will warn you though, one time I did crack it and this tiny little bit did catch in the tissue paper, and that would have gone flying if I had not used a piece of tissue paper over the top of it. It would have gone flying in who knows what direction. So definitely do use the advice that they give you to cover it with a tissue or Kleenex. I have seen someone use a towel, which I guess is okay too, but then if it gets embedded in the towel and it gets into your laundry or somehow gets, if you're using that as a towel for your face, you could still scratch yourself. Just be careful. There's glass shards involved in this product, but I think if you use it carefully, it is true that it does keep it nice and fresh, so it's a wonderful feeling every couple days to put it on. Does it last 3 uses? Yeah, I would say it lasts 3 uses if you're not using it generously. If you're putting it on really generously or your skin is very thirsty for this vitamin C and you're putting a lot on, I think it's only going to use you 2 uses, which is what it says. I don't use it morning and night, which is what they say to do, so maybe I'm not having the result that they're kind of saying that I will, but mostly they tell you just to use vitamin C. When I say they, I mean like dermatologists tell you to use vitamin C in the morning and like retinol, some sort of retinol product at night if you're going that route, which I am not. I'm not using any retinols, so it's just vitamin C. That's the only active real ingredient that I'm using, and I use that in the morning, and I'm happy enough with it. It is slow going. This is not a drastic product. It's not a peel. It's not a heavy duty strong acid or anything like that, but overall I liked it. I would continue to buy this. I will continue to buy it again, and I would definitely recommend it if you want a sort of relatively affordable entree into the world of vitamin C and you're not sure if you're going to use it all up, you're not wanting to splurge on the Skinceuticals, which is quite expensive and frankly may oxidize given that it is just in a dropper bottle as far as I know. They don't make an ampoule version yet. So this is a really kind of good product that takes care of some of the issues around vitamin C. I would not hesitate to recommend it if you want to get into the world of trying vitamin C. I will say though, again, I think I mentioned this before, be careful of that plastic top that they give you and the tiny teensy little top. It is so tiny and teensy, it's very easy to lose, so you have to kind of keep your wits about you. And it is true that it does drip. That never stopped happening for me. It kept dripping, so I keep it on top of a little soap dish or like in a little plastic container. I just keep it on top of something because I don't want it staining the small amount of marble. That makes me sound so fancy and bougie. I have like just a very small amount of marble in my bathroom, and so I don't want it staining that. So that's why I keep it there. So just be warned that I think it can stain. It is an acid, right? So it can stain or discolor. You don't want that. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know if you think you're gonna purchase it. Let me know if you tried it and liked it, or tried it and disliked it, or if you found another vitamin C that you wanna put me on to. I am all ears. I love skincare. That is probably my second love here on this channel, next to hair stuff. So be sure to follow me for that. Like, subscribe, and all of that. But most of all, thank you so much for spending your time here with me, and we will see you soon.